we're talking about lesson 9, multiplying and dividing fraction applications. The homework is on page 19 and 19 to 21. Problem of the week is due Friday, and here's some other information. All right. We are on, in your note packet, page 18. You bought fabric to make a Snuggie for your dog. You have 13 3/4 yards of material, and you need to cut it in 2.5 yard lengths for the pieces of the Snuggie. How many of these lengths can you cut from the material? Well, we're going to do our total, which is 13 3/4 divided by 2 1/2. You want to see how many of these pieces are in this. We're chunking it. We're dividing. This is a mixed number, so to do it, I need to change it to improper fraction. This will be, what, 55/4 divided by 5/2. This is division, so I have to do keep, switch, flip, change it to multiplication by the reciprocal. 55/4 times, flip this, 2/5. Now I can reduce. 5 goes into 5 once, into 55 11 times. 2 goes into 2 once, into 4 twice. Multiply straight across, and you get 11/2, which is 5 1/2. So how many pieces am I going to have? I'm going to have 5 pieces, and I'll have that half left over. Joe purchased a rope to make a ladder on his jungle gym. He bought 20 yards of rope and used 48 feet to make the sides of the rope ladder. If he wants to make 6 pieces of rope for the steps of the ladder, how long in feet must each piece be for the steps? So here's our 2 sides. And then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rungs on our ladder. Now, there's a trick here. This is 20 yards, and he used 48 feet. So the first thing I need to do is take my 20 yards. And since there's 3 feet in every yard, multiply this by 3. So this will be 60 feet of rope to start with. For these 2 long sides, he used 48. So subtract that out. And I'll have 12 feet left. And we have 6 rungs. So divide that by 6, and they will be 2 feet each. Mitch is cutting wood to make a garden marker. Each garden marker changes the length of the piece of wood by -8/10 of a foot. The length of the wood changes by a total of -4 4/5 feet after Mitch cuts all the garden markers. How many pieces? So this is our total change, and this is how much each one was. So I'm going to figure out by dividing. So -4 4/5 divided by -8/10. Now, this one's an interesting problem because we've got a fraction here and a decimal here. They need to be the same to work this out. So I'm going to change this to a fraction. So -4 4/5 divided by, this is -8/10. That's 8/10, so is that. Change it to improper fractions. So 4 times 5 is 20, plus 4 is 24. So -24/5 divided by, let's reduce this, -4/5. It is divided, so I have to change it to multiply by the reciprocal. So -24/5 times, flip this, -5/4. Now we can reduce. 5 goes into 5 once, 5 once. 4 goes into 4 once, into 24 6 times. So it's -6 times -1 is 6/1, which is 6 pieces. And last but not least, the amount of shore, which is the sandy area at a local beach, changes on an average of -3/4 of a foot per year. What is the change in the amount of shore after 7 years? So each year, it's going down by 3/4 of a foot. We want to know how many after 7 years. So multiply this by 7/1. Let's go straight across, minus -21/4, which is -5 1/4